Absolutely. You want to win a Super Bowl? Coach Payton, what's up? You ready to roll?
In the 2024 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Bo Nix.
Woohoo! Broncos took a quarterback in the first round of the draft. Finally, now begins the rebuilding in earnest. And that means that this guy doesn't have to be the quarterback. Or this guy, or that guy. Hey Broncos Country, I'm Lori Lattimore-Volkman, and this is the NFL Draft Round 1 Roundup.
And so, we just didn't want to overthink it. This was our guy. We're going to take our guy.
Early into the process, shortly after these workouts, he stood out.
Moments after the Broncos made their pick at 12, choosing Oregon quarterback Bo Nix, head coach Sean Payton told Pat McAfee just why Nix was his guy.
The first sign of an inaccurate quarterback is when you're throwing these shorter routes, because the ball's got to be on the right shoulder. It's got to be on the, for the back. It's a little bit easier down the field to stretch the ball and maybe hide your accuracy deficiencies. And so, man, it was impressive. And I just remember we got in the car afterwards, and I just looked around and I said, "Are you kidding me?" I mean,
sack differential, turnover differential, accuracy, third down passing, first in this class, first in end of half, first in end of game 2-minute situations, second in red zone.
It was everything Russell Wilson didn't do, and that's what made Nix the perfect fit for Sean Payton.
But I would say his arm strength was very good. He's super smart.
Well, Broncos country seems to be a little split on this choice. It shouldn't be. Maybe you didn't like that they took him at 12. Maybe you didn't like that they took a quarterback. You just didn't like this quarterback. But let me tell you, it was the right move. The Broncos need a quarterback before anything else. And there was fear that Bo Nix wouldn't be there if they waited. As George Payton said, they didn't want to lose him for a couple of fifth-round picks.
But at the end of the day, this was our guy. Let's just take him. Let's not overthink it. And we would have been sick, if we lost him just for a couple fifth-round picks or whatever.
Denver desperately needs a quarterback, and it needs a quarterback that Sean Payton wants to work with. Bo Nix is that guy, and so we need to get behind it. Plus, what's not to like?
Very mature, great head on his shoulders. I think Bo's an incredibly talented player. He's accurate in a lot of ways, in particular in the short passing game. He, I think, in a lot of ways reminds me of Drew Brees, although not as prolific of a passer and more athletic as a runner. He is smart and makes those decisions as a point guard.
Nix has played a lot of football. He's played a lot of good football, and it kind of felt like the short passing game was, the product of the system, but he could definitely get the ball down the field. And, it looks like he's nobody's NFL ready, but I'd say of the college quarterbacks, he's probably pretty close to being NFL ready. And, like you said, the best quarterback in the pocket, best in those situations. There's a lot to like about this kid.
And I'd been saying this. Everyone thinks of Bo Nix and they think of the 18-year-old from 5 years ago at Auburn that was like, hey, run around and just launch a ball over your head. And he didn't do that much at Oregon. He was way more developed, way more advanced. He had grown so much. He became a much consistent pocket passing quarterback, and he had a ton of control at the line of scrimmage. So I'm not a big fit person, but this was the place that just made a ton of sense when it came to player and the style of offense that the coach wants to run.
In the pre-draft visits, Sean Payton gave all the quarterbacks some installs to study. He wanted to see how they handled it, what they did with it. He got the impression with Bo Nix that Nix stayed up all night with a pot of coffee in a hotel room studying the plays.
Well, I think when you just when you look at their offense, when you look at the scheme, a lot of really fun concepts that I've run in the past, a lot of things that I've been able to do and have success in, and we were able to just talk over those and communicate those, I believe just talking football is one of the best things you can do in the process, and that's what we did a lot of.
In an interview after his first press conference, which he nailed, by the way, Nick said he studied because it was important to him to learn it.
Well, it's first and foremost, it's just a huge honor. He could have picked, anybody else in this draft, and he chose me. But with that, comes great responsibility.
He wanted to make an impression on Sean Payton, and the Broncos were his first choice if he got to choose a place to play.
Denver, I am so excited to be a Bronco. This is such a dream come true. From day one, Denver was my number one. I want to say thank you to the organization. I can't wait to meet the fans.
Technically, the Broncos have 4 quarterbacks on the roster right now. Ben DiNucci, Jarrett Stidham, Zach Wilson, and Bo Nix. But he is mostly excited to get started doing what he was drafted to do, win games.
But just excited to be his guy. That's it's not lightly said. And so, but again, it goes back. I don't want to just be a draft pick. I want to be able to show my improvements and show that I can do what he picked me to do. And that's go out there and win games.
That sounds good to me, Bo. Enjoy it, Broncos country. Not only did we come away with a quarterback that Sean Payton likes, we got kick-ass throwback uniforms to boot. It's a good week to be a fan.
Broncos country, let's go.